Let's get this out of the way. There will be spoilers. Spoilers abound. Many spoilers. A plethora of spoilers. Mainly because I have no idea how I would talk about the things I want to without spoiling major chunks of Arcane Season 2, Act 1. Also, this video is intended for people who have seen both seasons thus far. That means I'm not gonna go in depth into explaining who existing characters are or anything like that. So you should probably watch the show before watching this. Do we understand each other? Okay. Hi. I'm your friendly neighborhood cat mom, Marina. And if you peruse my channel, you might notice that I haven't posted anything in a year. The reasons why involve perfectionism, an existential crisis, and neo-gaming. I will not be explaining that any further. Only Arcane could have awakened me from my eternal slumber. And yeah, I know that my cosplay is not complete right now, alright, before you pedants come after me. I just didn't want to put like all of the little details in the costume, especially since I'm gonna be filming here for probably hours, and I just don't feel like it, okay? Another caveat for you people of the future, at the recording of this video, only Act 1 has come out. Act 1 of Season 2. So I have only watched episodes 1, 2, and 3. If any of the points that I'm going to make get refuted in future episodes, that is not my problem. So please don't complain about it. So anyway, if you haven't seen Season 2, Act 1, here are my brief, spoiler-free thoughts. I like how it's going so far. The Hextech storyline got real interesting real fast. The world building is killing it. Ambissa is a much more interesting character than I thought she would be. And Jinx has never done a single thing wrong in her entire life. But I have to admit, the first act of Season 1 was much more emotionally resonant. There are a few clear problems for me. Since people really loved all of the montages in Season 1, I think they're over-relying on them a little bit now. Besides that, there's the lesbian elephant in the room. You've been warned. If you don't want to be spoiled on anything, leave now. I don't want any complaints in the comments. Okay, so it should be pretty obvious that I'm a sucker for Vi, as are most sapphic women, so I was particularly excited for her storyline in Season 2. How her relationship with Cait would develop, how they would transition her into an enforcer, and most importantly, whether her and Cait would kiss or not. What, were you expecting me to say something about Jinx? Who's that again? Okay, in all seriousness, I was excited for that too, obviously. But when it came to Jinx, knowing what little I do about the game lore, I was pretty sure where that was gonna go. Down the drain in the most tragic way possible. And at least this far, it's a correct prediction. Okay, but back to the most important question. Are the two gay hotties gonna kiss? Yes! Yes, they are. So I should be happy, right? I got my precious snowflake representation, so I should be happy, right? Right? I thought so too. Oh, what a fool I was. First, let's recap their relationship thus far. Cait got Vi out of jail, they begrudgingly went to find Jinx together, Vi ditched Caitlyn at a brothel, this very important scene happened.
So what'll it be, man or woman?
And we all collectively lost our minds. Anyway, Vi ditched Caitlyn, but she still saved Vi's gorgeous butt from Sevika. They hid out in Vi's childhood home for a little bit because she was injured. Caitlyn met up with some addicts and got Vi medicine, which I think was just drugs. This very important scene happened.
Easy, easy, easy.
We find out that Vi has some mummy issues. Silco tried to murk them before they could get to Jinx, but failed. They confronted Jinx, got captured by the Fireflies, and found their way back to Cait's home. This very important scene happened. They petitioned the council to interfere in the Undercity against Silco, but got denied. Vi ditched Caitlyn again.
Oil and water. Was it meant to be?
I'm not crying, you are? Then finally, Jinx kidnapped Vi, Caitlyn, and Silco, and oh yeah, she blew up the Piltover Council. You will notice that in the brief time they've been together, Vi has ditched Caitlyn twice. So even though there's a strong attraction here, they're clearly still not super serious. Okay, then how do we find them at the beginning of this season? Remember when Jinx blew up the council? Guess who was in there? Shh! It was Caitlyn's mom. Yeah, she's been putting up a brave face but isn't doing super well. We gather from context clues that Vi has been staying at Caitlyn's house since the end of Season 1, and that Cait's classist dad isn't too happy about it, but apparently she has been providing Caitlin with some much needed emotional support. Bear in mind that all of this happens extremely quickly in the show, mostly through montages. So when we get to this point, it's like the 11-minute mark in episode 1, counting the opening. They have their first real conversation in this season, and it goes kinda like this. We need to catch your sister. She's a menace. I agree. That little monster is not my sister anymore. Okay, so let's hunt her together. Join the police. What the fuck, Kate? They literally killed my parents? But my mom died too! Okay, I'm leaving. Bye. I'm profoundly sorry for my pathetic attempt at a British accent. But this is like, what? What? Just complete whiplash. The scene begins with this cute hug, implying that Caitlin has only been able to be vulnerable and show her true feelings around Vi. But the subject turns to her mom and then, understandably, towards revenge. Perfectly logical this far. But then it hard pivots into join the police? Hey, person whose parents were murdered by the police and who spent like 7 years wrongfully incarcerated, join the police. Like... what the fuck, Caitlin? Seriously, how else did she see that one going? And to me, it feels so weird that Vi has been hanging around for a couple days and maybe even a couple weeks, and this never came up. Okay, so Caitlin can only cry in front of Vi. They're that intimate, but somehow she didn't mention that she wanted Vi to join the Enforcers until everything was basically set. It can't be that fast, can it? Immediately, this feels off. Despite Kate's hostile dad, Vi has been hanging around for a while, presumably for Kate's well-being. Yet, she straight up leaves as soon as the Enforcer idea comes up. Like, isn't that weird? Also, make that 3 times Vi has abandoned Kate in the few weeks they've known each other. It's truly giving Maureen and Joanne from Rent.
They break up and get back together constantly, and that's the joke.
So Vi takes a page out of my personal book and goes off to get drunk with a random stranger she met on the street because she's sad. What? Y'all never done that? As she's getting drunk, this cute little Enforcer girl shows up.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
And, it's written on your face.
Fine, writers, you got me with that one. She gives this perfectly timed speech about how Kate fought hard to get Vi a badge. She told everybody that the organization would be much better off if people like Vi were a part of it. So she's kind of a legend now? And you know, the first thing I thought, hearing all that, oh shit, they're gonna kill this sweet girl, aren't they? That's why Vi is gonna join the cops? We'll get to that, but for now she just thanks Vi for joining the Enforcers. I'm gonna make it clear here that not everything in stories needs to have a utilitarian purpose, but to me, in a show with so many plot lines, this felt like a very deliberate effort to introduce these 2 characters. These 2 essential characters, cute Enforcer girl and drunk guy from the gutter. Unlike Vi, I'm drinking water. The writers took Vi away from Kate when she's struggling in order to introduce these characters. So let's see what impacts they have on the plot. Oh yeah, it's nothing. They have absolutely no impact. They have 0 lines in the next 2 episodes, like not a single one. Even if in the next 6 episodes they get more focus, I sincerely doubt that they're gonna garner as much investment as the characters from season 1. So what's the point? Why is Vi wasting time with these guys when she could be deepening her relationship with Kate? Cute girl doesn't even die! You might be thinking to yourself, what would you suggest then, Marina? The solution seems obvious, just omit that scene where Vi is drinking on the street. It's not terribly important anyway, and there are a few benefits for having her and Kate stick together for that chunk of time. First of all, I mentioned that it seems like Kate can only open up to Vi, right? So it would make sense if Vi felt obligated to stay with her. Let's say that Kate doesn't just let Vi go when she's pissed about the Enforcer thing. Instead, she starts crying, begging Vi not to go. Please, Vi, I don't know if I can stand all of this without you. Don't leave me. I need you. That would provide some context as to why Vi hasn't left yet, despite the hostility. It would also enlighten us as to why she might join the Enforcers. It's not exactly that she wants to, but she wants to be around Kate and support her, even if that means going against her principles. When Vi is drinking herself away, there's also this scene where Kate vents out to Jace about her relationship with her mom, in this secluded garden they used to go to together. Okay, let's assume that Vi never left. She and Jace could have been collectively worried about Kate and gone looking for her together. This not only provides more moments to display intimacy between Kate and Vi, but it would deepen Vi's relationship with Jace. So he would have some reason to fix her gauntlets other than someone attacked Mel again, aka they both care about Kate. By the way, did anyone else immediately guess that Umbissa was behind that terrorist attack? I don't buy that the attack would make Vi 180 on being an enforcer either. Only a few no-names got seriously hurt. Well, and Jace, but who cares about Jace? Kate was fine, her supposed new friends were fine, so why does Vi completely change her mind here? Quick side note, but my fiancé pointed out that this scene right here might have been intended as the thing that changes Vi's mind, when she tries to prevent the whole incident but can't get past the enforcers. Like, oh, if only I was one of them, I could have prevented this. But I don't know, that doesn't seem any better. It's too impersonal. I get it, Vi is an empathetic person. She's probably frustrated she couldn't stop the attack. But is she ignore all of her trauma with enforcers frustrated? I don't know, does that seem right to you? Anyway, if those scenes had happened the way I envisioned them, wouldn't everything else make much more sense? Whenever Caitlyn said some mildly unhinged shit, you could just picture Vi telling herself, she's just saying that, she doesn't really mean it. Or, we just need to stop Jinx and everything else will be okay. None of that is true, but if someone you loved was nearly losing it, you could see yourself making some excuses. But no, that's not what happens. So Kate doesn't seem that fragile, and Vi just seems dumb and kind of callous for ignoring all the shit she says about Zon.
I just understand now how easy it is to hate them. A memorial? What kind of animals?
Like, you know, they are your girlfriend, right, Kate? Making her a little more emotionally unstable would also make this aspect of her plotline more palatable, by the by. After that terrorist attack, ambitious setup, they form a little strike team, including Cute Girl and Gutter Drunk, and go about hunting Jinx around the Undercity. But, they ditch everyone else when they realize they're about to run into Jinx. Oh, and they also kiss. That's the kind of stuff that makes Cute Girl and Gutter Drunk seem like completely shoehorned in characters. Like, hello? I know you want to protect them, Vi, but doesn't your freaking girlfriend stand a better chance of coming back alive if you take them with you? I get it, guys. People like super teams, but usually those popular super teams are the focus of their respective shows. Arcane already has plenty of complex characters that we need to keep up with. It does not need any more of them. My point is, those two characters are useless, and I bet they're gonna stay useless. So why couldn't Vi have stayed with Kate? Why couldn't their relationship have stayed the main focus? There are two particular lines in that sense that drive me insane. The first one is this.
I watched them kill my parents. Do you have any idea how that feels?
Yes, I do.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first watched that scene, my first reaction was, oh no, she knows exactly what that's like, Vi. But the more I thought about it, no. Kate doesn't have the faintest idea what that's like. Yeah, fine, Jinx killed her mom, but her mom didn't die in front of her. Plus, that wasn't a systematized effort. Jinx did it entirely by herself. When enforcers killed Vi's parents, they were praised for it. They might have even gotten a raise. At the time, that was universally seen as what needed to be done, or the right thing. In Piltover at least, Kate's mom's murder isn't being framed like that at all. So, no. Kate doesn't know how Vi feels. She might have experienced an unfair act of violence, but no one is telling her that her mom had it coming or that she shouldn't seek justice. Obviously, I don't know if that's coming or not, but I would really like to see Caitlyn being confronted about this. The second line that makes me feel crazy is this one.
Everyone in my life has changed. Promise me you won't change.
10 minutes later. Okay, it's not 10 minutes later, but it feels like it is. The reason this line bugs me so much is that what's Kate like though, Vi? You haven't known her that long, or at least it doesn't feel like you have. It's a little bit ambiguous how much time has passed since the end of last season and since this whole hunt for Jinx began. And we also don't get to see what their day-to-day has been like in that meantime. If you haven't noticed, that's a problem. We've only ever seen them interact in these super intense life or death situations. We have no idea what their normal is. This is a good example of what I meant when I said they're relying too much on montages. The whole aftermath of Kate's mom's death, conveyed through a montage. The whole hunt for Jinx, montage. It's like all of their emotional bonding happens off screen. And then, well, Kate reaches a breaking point during their fight with Jinx and nearly shoots through this little kid's head in order to hit her. All of her repressed hatred for the people of Zon surfaces. None of them can be trusted. Not even little kids, not even Vi. Since, you know, Vi got in her way for some reason. The moment still hits though. You feel terrible for Vi, who's left completely alone. But once you look back at how little time elapsed between their "please don't change" conversation and it's almost kind of funny. I personally think this makes sense. Cait has been getting progressively more hostile towards the Undercity in general, but it's just another little thing that makes it harder to believe that they're all that close. And now Cait has physically abused Vi. Fourth time they've kind of broken up, by the way. This relationship seems hard to salvage, and I'm sure they're gonna try. Who knows? This show has surprised me countless times before. They might do it again. And like I said, there are several plot lines that I'm enjoying. I'm like eating up all of the Arcane / Hextech stuff. But I can't help but look at this and feel disappointed. Vi is one of my favorite characters from the past several years. Hell, she's the reason I started cosplaying in the first place. And it's not just because she's hot either. She's a complex character with compelling motivations. Especially for an overprotective older sister like me. She deserves better. I can't possibly confirm this, but it feels like they weren't sure how to handle Vi's transition into an enforcer, so they just didn't bother, externalizing all of her motivations onto these pointless characters. She doesn't see what good it would do if she joined the enforcers. Cute girl gives her a speech about it. She's not sure how to make up with Cait. Some goons attack her so they can save each other's lives instead of talking in depth about their problems. LOL, when you'd rather fight a Maxu with your bare hands than just talk about your feelings. After season 1 was done, I heard a few people complain that Cait and Vi's relationship felt rushed. But I really didn't get that, especially since they weren't dating or anything. They just got very attached very quickly through some good old trauma bonding. Now they're meant to be a thing. Not only that, but they're meant to be at the never change please level. I'm sorry, I just don't buy it. And I really wanted to. If you want to know what rushed looks like, this is it. I mean, it's no wonder either. Guess who barely showed up in episode 2? All is not lost, at least not yet. But I'm worried about what CaitVi is gonna look like by the end of season 2.
Hi guys, I have now watched Arcane Season 2, Act 2, and it's awesome. But I don't really think it changes a lot about what I said in this video. Except for one thing. The character I've been calling Cute Girl, whose actual name is Maddie, I have a thing to add about her.
Whore.
Thanks for watching, everybody! This video was a bit of an impulse decision. I don't know if you can tell. I have been toiling away at a graveyard book video for months. Then some stuff happened this July, which made me not as excited to work on that video anymore. I'm not gonna talk about it here. Look it up if you want to. Thank you so much to you if you're coming back to watch this. I'm really sorry about the hiatus, but I really want to get back to it as soon as I can. I've really missed this. I've been kind of like giggling and skipping the entire night because I really missed filming. By the way, this is my least favorite part. I normally enjoy writing and editing much more. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching and take care. Bye.